Hello and welcome back to Music Tots Online. Are you ready to do our singing? Here's our first song. It's Dingle Dangle Scarecrow. So can you all go to sleep? When all the cows were sleeping and the sun had gone to bed, up jumped the scarecrow and this is what he said. I'm a dingle-dangle scarecrow with a flippy-floppy hat. I can shake my hands like this. I can shake my feet like that. Back to sleep. When all the hens were roosting and the moon behind the cloud, up jumped the scarecrow and shouted very loud. I'm a dingle-dangle scarecrow with a flippy-floppy hat. I can shake my hands like this. I can shake my feet like that. Back to sleep one more time. The dogs were in the kennel and the doves were in the loft. Up jumped the scarecrow and whispered very soft. I'm a dingle-dangle scarecrow with a flippy-floppy hat. I can shake my hands like this. I can shake my feet like that. Well done. Let's see what our next song is. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I hope you're ready to go fishing. Get your fishing rods into the water and wind it up. Reel it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I let it go again. Why did you let it go? Because it bit my finger so. Which finger did it bite? This little finger on my right. Oh, poor finger. Are you ready to sing our next song? If you're happy and you know it, are you ready? If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, stamp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, stamp your feet. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, stamp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, nod your head. If you're happy and you know it, nod your head. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, nod your head. If you're happy and you know it, do all three. Clap, clap, stamp, stamp, nod, nod. If you're happy and you know it, do all three. Clap, clap, stamp, stamp, nod, nod. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, do all three. Clap, clap, stamp, stamp, nod, nod. Well done, everybody. 2 more songs. What's our next one going to be? Oh, it's the Grand Old Duke of York. Are you ready? You can stand and march around for this one if you want to. Oh, the Grand Old Duke of York. He had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill and he marched them down again. And when they were up, they were up. And when they were down, they were down. And when they were only halfway up, they were neither up nor down. Fantastic. One more song to go. Let's find out what it is. It's those 5 little speckled frogs. You get your 5 frogs and sit them on your log. 5 little speckled frogs sat on a speckled log, eating the most delicious grubs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there are 4 green speckled frogs. Glub, glub. 4 little speckled frogs sat on a speckled log, eating the most delicious grubs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there are 3 green speckled frogs. Glub, glub. 3 little speckled frogs sat on a speckled log, eating the most delicious grubs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there are 2 green speckled frogs. Glub, glub. 2 little speckled frogs sat on a speckled log, eating the most delicious grubs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there is 1 green speckled frog. Glub, glub. 1 little speckled frog sat on a speckled log, eating the most delicious grubs. Yum, yum. He jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there are no green speckled frogs. Glub, glub. Okay, that's it for singing time. I'm going to move over to my story area and we're going to learn the next part of our Moses story. See you there in a moment. Okay, here we are in our story time. We're going to move on our story a little bit from last week's. Now, last week, God spoke to Moses through a burning bush and told him to go to Egypt with his brother Aaron and tell the Pharaoh, who is the king, to let his people go, to let the Israelite slaves go. So now in our story, Moses and Aaron are in Egypt. And they have said to Pharaoh, let God's people go. Pharaoh just laughed and he said, no, God's people, the Israelites, they're our slaves. They do our building. What would I let them go for? Who would we get to do these things? I will not let God's people go. So God spoke to Moses again, and he said he would do some sad things if Pharaoh kept refusing to let his people go. Moses told Pharaoh the things that God would do. He went to Pharaoh lots of times and said, if you don't let God's people go, he will do something sad. But every time, Pharaoh kept saying, no, God won't do that. When Moses went to Pharaoh and said, God will turn the water of the Nile into blood, Pharaoh went, no, he won't. But guess what? God did. He did exactly what he promised. And every time that God did something sad, like turn the Nile into blood, or make all the cows sick, or send lots of bugs, Pharaoh went to Moses and said, get God to stop. If this stops, I'll let your people go. And every time Pharaoh said that to Moses, Moses prayed, and God stopped the sad thing. But Pharaoh did not keep his promises. He refused to let God's people go. Now, this happened lots of times, and eventually God did something very sad. There's something that could not be taken back. He told Moses to tell all the Israelites to paint over their door with lamb's blood. And in doing that, it would protect the Israelites, because that night God was going to come and he was going to take one child, the oldest child from every Egyptian family. He was going to kill the oldest son. Now this couldn't be taken back, and Moses told Pharaoh, God is going to kill people. He's going to kill Egyptians if you do not let his people go. But Pharaoh, again, he said no. But then, when it happened, Pharaoh went to Moses and said, enough, get your people and go. So the Israelites were all freed from Egyptian slavery. But that wasn't the end. You see, Pharaoh changed his mind and he sent soldiers to get the slaves. And then Moses came to the Red Sea and he was being chased by the Pharaoh soldiers. They had the water in front of them. They had the soldiers behind them. They were trapped. Moses prayed. He said, God, what are we going to do? And God took the waters of the sea and he separated them. And he made a path through the sea that Moses and Aaron and all the Israelites could get through. And they went as fast as they could through the Red Sea. And of course, Pharaoh's soldiers followed them. But when all the Israelites had made it to the other side and all the Egyptian soldiers were in the middle, God rejoined the sea together. So the Israelites were now free. But the story doesn't end here. I'll tell you the rest of it next week. But until then, let's go over to craft. I'll see you there in a minute. Okay, welcome to craft time. Now the craft today is really simple. All you need is a piece of paper or a paper plate, a piece of paper cut into a circle. If you don't have blue paper, that's fine. You can use white paper or you can use a paper plate. And this is going to be the sea, so you might want to colour it in blue. Need a piece of card for the path in the middle, a pair of scissors. Remembering our scissors rules, make sure you have an adult to help you, and a glue stick. The first thing we need to do is we need to cut our paper circle in half. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold mine first so that I can see a nice straight line down the middle. Then I'm going to cut along that line. Now it doesn't have to be perfect. You just need 2 pieces from your circle. So just cut it in half, cut it all the way along so that you have 2 pieces, just like this. Lovely. What we're going to do is we're going to just stick it onto our path. It's very simply. So take your lid off your glue stick. We're going to just put a little bit of glue down one edge, the straight edge of your half circle. You're just going to stick it onto the edge of your piece of cardboard. So far it looks like this. Then you're going to do the same on the other one. You're going to stick that on the other side. Okay, and that is the sea. And then you have the Red Sea. Now I'm just going to trim mine down a little bit to make it so that it's all in one piece, it's all one size. There we go. You've got the Red Sea with the path that goes through it. And if you want to, with any spare cardboard or any spare paper you have, you can make some people to be the Israelites. You can walk them through the Red Sea, just like Moses did. He walked his Israelites through the Red Sea to get to safety. And that is our simple craft today. I hope you've enjoyed your time with Music Tots, and I shall see you next week for the last part of our Moses story. Bye for now.